Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and yes, I have finally read the trilogy of Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. I have finally read it. Oh my god, this was a hell of a ride. The 3 books went oof. I was like, holy smokes. I get it why everyone loved this book. So this is the Serpent and Dove cover. This is the Fairy Loot edition as well. So when Fairy Loot announced that they were doing a Blood and Honey box, and that the edition you can also get the Serpent and Dove book as well signed, I was like, ooh, yes please. So I believe that this is the only book that won't have artwork on the reverse dust jacket because I was late to the game, but that is perfectly fine. So this book is this. It's a chunker. We have a sprayed edges, which is in this kind of like a bronze tone. Then, of course, like I said, I did get a sticker to have it signed. And then there is not, like I said, there's no artwork on the first jacket, but the other 2 books do. This book is black with the gold kind of spine. So, let's talk synopsis. Bound as one to love, honour or burn, 2 years ago, Louise LeBlanc fled her coven and took shelter in the city of Caesarean. I do apologise if I can't say any of these right names, but there's no way I can pronounce some of these names anyway. Forsaking all magic and living off whatever she could steal, there, witches like Lou are hunted, they are feared, and they are burned. Sworn to the church as a chasseur, Reed Diggory has lived his life by one principle: thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. His path was never meant to cross with Lou's, but a wicked stunt forces them into an impossible union, a holy matrimony. The war between witches and church is an ancient one, and Lou's most dangerous enemy brings a fate worse than fire, unable to ignore her growing feelings, yet powerless to change which she is, a choice she must make. And love makes fools of all of us. Yeah, that was definitely one. So this book definitely took a ride on me. Like on here, I only to tab 1 because as I was reading, I totally forgot to tab the rest. It's true, I've always said it as much. Women folk are as bad as witches these days. What they all need is wood and the rod or the stake. So these are thinking about how to kill these witches. I was like, oh my god. But this is like a witch and a hunter vibe book, and I love it. So in this book we follow Louise, who ran away and now hiding from her coven, becoming a common thief to survive the city of Serena. One slight little problem with the city has a church that trains men called the Chasseurs, I hope I'm saying that name, to hunt and kill witches. For 2 years she has kept herself and under the church's radar, but a series of events forces her to marry a chasseur to keep her out of trouble. That's something I did not expect, okay? So, full disclosure, I read this one on an audiobook. I have got back into audiobooks again, because where I have totally forget to read, or as I'm not reading, I totally forget, and that's why also another reason why I stopped tabbing, because I got into audiobooks again. So I know there were a few nights that I was a little tired when I was listening to it. I'm pretty sure that I didn't miss anything big, but I totally could have. So if I say something wasn't explained well and it totally was, you can easily just let me know. Oops. The characters, I absolutely love Louise LeBlanc. She's fun to read from, and this is the kind of character that I live for. Sarcastic, fearless, stubborn, and foul mouth. That kind of reminds myself. I'm not fearless, definitely that. I'm scared of anything. I'm scared of spiders, guys. So the day I'm recording this, the time you see it, so basically for me, it was yesterday. There was like a big ass spiders because there was sleet and it was peeing down with rain, and the wind was coming out, so there was like spider galore coming out. But the time you see this, it'll be like weeks ago. But there was like some hedge spiders. Holy mackerels! No. Then the other character is Reed Diggory. Kind of boring. Side note. Why does every character with Diggory is in its name boring? Is there something hidden? Is there some kind of hidden meaning? Is it? Let me know. This is an enemy to lovers' romance. Slowish burn, not a whole lot of smexy time. I would say that this is the main plot of the book. So with the enemy-lover romance, I crave the low feeling I wanted to feel like there's some way to these two could fall in love. With this kind of trope, we all know that enemies fall in love, so it is about the journey and how it needs to be engrossed with the passionate hate romance for it to work for me. The romance in this book, not so much. I was way more interested in what was up in the Forbidden Stairway than the romance storyline in this book. Yes, the romance wasn't as great to me, but the book storyline I did enjoy. Like, I understand why everyone liked it. The magic system was a bit of interesting one. So this is an area I really wish the book would have dived in more. So the chasseurs seeked out witches because their magic has a smell which performed recently. A smell. I was like, that's interesting. So the book has a soft magic system. It isn't explained well but understandable since our main character is trying to avoid using magic and all in order not to get caught. Most of the setting was in the church, so the world building was a little on the light side. I felt like the book was made focus on the romance, which you know my thoughts are from above. The overall plot have been intrigued but a little predictable twists. It would have been more enjoyable for me if I could put more passion in the meeting in the beginning and less romance and more focus on the magic and why she left the current plotline. But that's fine. I do change my mind a lot. After I read the plotline, I was like, okay, fair enough. The magic, like, you don't know why she left her coven as much, but you want to know more. But it just goes straight to this romance between the two people. But that's fine. So, as Louise Watts kept me reading, she's just a fun character and I'm a character-driven reader. I have said it before and this is a prime example. If it's not so great plot but a good character, I still like it. So, overall, I liked it. I'm not sure if I'm going to... So, of course, I continued. I wrote this down a few weeks ago and I was like... And I forgot to write it. I crossed it off. I was like, I definitely read the other two books and I enjoyed the books. So I'm going through as I'm writing down and I don't really like not change it up a bit. So it's a bit of a both points. So sometimes I'll say I don't like it, sometimes it's like I like it, but overall I did like it. It was a really good book. So this was the Serpent and Dove book. I hope you guys enjoy. Next book you will see is the Blood and Honey book review, which let's get to it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Bye. Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have the Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. This is the second book in the Serpent and Dove series, Till Death Do Us Part. Literally. So this is the Folio edition. So this is the book I got with a book box that I got a while back when I did the unboxing for. So, red cover, of course. We have these black spray edges, adored. Obviously it's signed, and then we have artwork on the reverse jacket, which I can't run. Gimme! There you go. Look at that artwork, that's amazing. And then obviously this one is gold. So, synopsis. Where you go, I will go. Lou and Reed are reunited, but after a narrow escape from Morgana's dagger, they are pursued on all sides by Coven, Kingdom and Church. This time our luck is running out. Where you stay, I will stay. Together they were sure they would be able to conquer anything, but Morgana baits them into a lethal game of cat and mouse. They are forced to turn to La Voisin, Queen of the Dames Rouge, and sworn enemies of Lou's Coven for help. For as long as we both shall live. As Lou explores a shadowy side of magic that she believes is necessary to protect her husband and her friends, Reed reluctantly explores his own newfound power. They are bound as one for the rest of their days. And I was like, oh, hello. So, in the book, we'll get to it, we had a map. So the first one didn't have a map in it, but this one did. Map. Yeah, Pan's Patisserie. Now I get it. And then I have another one here. So it says, consuming me, for so long we have slept in the darkness, but now we are awake, we will protect you. We will not let you go. Seek us. Whee! This book was amazing. Like the first book, I was saying like how my point of views went back and forth is because as I was writing it, I was reading kind of like each chapter, like to think about each chapters when I was going through it, and my points of views were going back and forth, or saying that I didn't like it, did like it, but that's something that I do a lot. So, so we last saw Lou, Reed, Coco and Nasa on the run from the Les James branches. They had nowhere to hide since they'd almost been hunted down by the church and the crown in order to fight against the enemy. The group needs allies. However, protection comes at a cost, and soon the group will be separated in order to gather allies. As Lou and Reed try to mend the widening rift between them, they are caught in another of Morgana's deadly games of cat and mouse. However, brief summary. Ready? My voice is going to go in a minute. There's so much packed between the pages of this book, and it honestly felt like I was reading something much longer. This isn't to say that it took a long time, because that was not the case at all. I definitely panicked when I realised I only had around 50 pages left of the book. It moved quickly out of necessary and adds to the added elements of danger, suspense that the characters are facing, which I love the moments in between. When the author manifests some of the best bantering between the characters. My favourite scenes are the beginning of the book and towards the end where the group reunited. The character development here is fascinating. I can't talk much about it. Lou, but there's definitely quite a bit going on with her that makes them fascinating and perceptive. Reed is still struggling with the fact that he's now on the very thing that he failed to hunt. The inner turmoil within his man is really something, because it manages to unseat him in the most unfortunate of moments. Then there's my dear Coco. Oh, she's feisty. Her love for Bond with Lou is just transcend everything. We get to find out that she's so much more about her and her life in this book, and we're not all about is good. There's definitely some growth. As for Ansel and Beau, both of these gentlemen were equal parts light-hearted and serious in the right moments. When I was lumping them together in the description, they were quite different characters we get to see on both sides. I was not expecting. Of course, I can't talk about this book about the romantic tensions you could practically cut with a knife. It's not just Lou and Reed either. I revealed the drama to it. The way the tension is within the end just ties this book together in one of the messy about, but there we go. Villains and villainess wise, basically it was just often that our poor group is definitely fighting against losing odds, and it's only a matter of time until someone cuts them down. However, the hope that the writer writes into her characters is palpable, and it's their despair and desperation to get out of horrible situations. Her description brings characters and their emotions to life. It's just set against such a brutal backdrop. I love getting to explore more of the world, especially at the end of the book. Oh, something that threw me off a little bit was the book pace and felt a little bit off. Not very noticeable at the beginning, but I desperately felt that there was a moment where the book slowed down and it took a moment to pick up again. Like I said, it's not too noticeable, but it doesn't make you stumble as you go through the book. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the next book. I definitely worry about for my favourites. Once you read it, if you haven't read this book, what are you doing? If you have read this book, you're going to me, Amber, you finally read the book. Thank God for that. We can finally talk about it. Yes, I have read all 3 books. So next up is going to be Gods and Monsters. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys next time. Peace. Bye. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have Gods and Monsters, the final 3rd book of the trilogy of Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. So, this is a fairly new edition as well. My first book, the Serpent and Dove official book, that one did not have any reverse artwork on it or anything like that, but that was perfectly fine. My other 2 books did. So this is the cover, which is stunning. We have this sprayed edges as well, which you probably not able to see, but it's like a silver sprayed edges as well. It is obviously signed by the author, which I love. And then we have artwork on the reverse jacket, which looks like this, which looks amazing. Ow. And then we have the synopsis. So, star-crossed lovers brought together by fate or I could never say that word. Providence? Lou has spent her whole life running. Now, after a crushing blow from Morgana, the time has come to claim what is rightfully hers, by life and by death. But this is no longer the Lou her friends know. No longer the Lou who captured a Chester's heart. A darkness has settled over her, and this time it will take more than love to drive it out. By gods or perhaps monsters. While Lou battles her own demons and witches and Chesters, the spirits of the land themselves really rally for a final fight. Reed is faced with a terrible choice, a devastating sacrifice, or the death of everyone he has to come to hold dear. We would end with a stake or a match. I was like, dang. So we have obviously a map, which we love a good map in a book. So this is the second time we've seen this map. Then over here we have I don't know why, but it just It just put the imagine of a dragon flashes. There and gone before I can see it properly. Even if not, the water goes down, 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 down. And then they were drown, 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 drown. I don't know why, but it was interesting. And then we have this bit. Nicolina's hateful voice filled my mind. But you should feel lucky you tricked him. Oh yes, because if you haven't tricked him, such a tricky little mouse would never be able to love you. If he had known what you are, he would never held you beneath the stars. I was like, ouch, that's harsh. But, oh. So this book was, I feel like this book was my favourite book so far. Besides saying this book literally left me breathless, this book was the reason, basically why I wanted to get this book finished. I finally finished the whole trilogy. I've been waiting to get the whole 3 books so I could just butcher it all and read it in one sitting, so I did. But not in one sitting, it's more like a week. These are big books, guys, and I mean, they were big books. So there's no moment for the rest of us, the reader, as we plunge headlong into Lou and Reed's strife. So if you remember that the second book left off with Lou being possessed by the Dame, Rouge Nicolina, betraying and breaking the truth they agreed to with Coco's aunt, Josephina. You also might remember, even though I thought we didn't have to, that Ansel was killed by Morgana during the La Masquerade des Crimes. Ugh. I don't like crying in a book, okay? I hate crying when I'm reading a book. I have cried plenty of times reading these books, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Duh. Each event weighs heavy on the beginning of the God Monsters. The whole group feels Answer's loss heavily, so much that no one catches on to lose possession because his death isn't the reason she's so withdrawn. And it is, his death nearly broke her, and that allows Nicolina to possess her. As a group journeys the Chateau to confront Morgana, they meet a determined and enterprising Selena, who, after liberating her father's fault, has gone in search for them so she can help. She wants to kill Morgana for kidnapping her and trapping her in her sister's crypt, and she knows Reed and Lou will help her lead there. Soon after, they realise Lou is possessed, and all plans to head to the chateau are abandoned in favour of saving her. Along the way, they encountered mermaids in a land under the... Okay, I'm going to butcher this. Oh, no. Laloon Malakohi? I'm sorry. There's no way I can read that. A dragon and a few gods who can't interfere in the fate of mortals. So if you think that the ensemble can't get larger, you're wrong. Each character and magic works perfectly and brings out the best of each other. They found expect with one of my favourite parts of the previous books, and it works well here too. We've seen each character grow into each other so much, from the Bro and Lou's bond, to Coco and Reed's twin-miss alliance for Lou's sake, the each triumph and heartache the experience felt personal. At the heart of course, the epic love story of Lou and Reed. Maybe it's the enemies to lovers, but maybe it's arranged marriage trope at play. But I absolutely love these two for their meet cute on. They've been fascinating to read, and the author has really used the tropes to her advantage. Each moment they part in this book gives me just more reason to keep reading at a breakneck speed, so I can see them return to each other. As usual, the author world building is so well layered that I can feel deeply enveloped in the city's politics and beliefs. I love that she expanded here to include more gods, mermaids, basically, dragons. This series was such a fantastic example of world building, supporting, and a great story, rather than bogging it down. So for all that, I call this book breakfast before. It isn't overdone. The pacing was perfect. The action and reveal. The conclusion felt natural. Once I read the final chapter, in which I got very emotional, I wish it was not ending, I felt at peace. One of the favourite books was ending, and I felt good about it. It was magic. This is a book that made me laugh, giggle, snort, grin madly, and also cry until I couldn't see the page. It took hands on to be adapted, just as you can see our whole ensemble cast built on screen. I'm so grateful that I got to read this finally and met these characters that everyone was talking about, because I can see why. Like Lou, Reed, View, Coco, Ansel, and Celia. Fictional, fantastical, impossible. I felt more courage and hopeful for meeting them. Either way, I'm definitely a Shelby Mahurin fan for life, and I'm going to be happy thinking about these books and characters for a long time. And I cannot wait to see what other books she publishes out. So, pardon me, sorry, you might have just heard that. But I'm not sure if she's got any other books coming out yet, so I need to search that up. But I do that pretty much at the end of the year. I go through all my books I have and all the authors, and see which authors are getting out new books, because these are the books I've kept myself and want to keep, and I know more books are coming in that author. So there we go. Thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.